Hi everybody and welcome back to the Girly Girl Book Room. I'm sorry I've got another awful background for you. I wasn't even planning on filming this yet, but I was watching YouTube videos trying to catch up on what I've missed in the last week-ish span. This video is going to be a very personal update video on where I've been and why I've been gone from YouTube. If you're not interested in watching that and you're not going to be able to handle it or you're not going to be nice about it, I would just not watch. I mean, I never really get any nasty comments, but you never know, so I'm just prefacing that. If you are friends with me on Goodreads, you probably already have seen my status about where I've been and why I needed a break from YouTube and everything. I honestly haven't even read since my last video. My last video was Monday, and Tuesday I had all intentions of reading. I brought a new book to work, which I've honestly been carrying around since then, and I was all set to read it that night, but I had a last minute date with my boyfriend. He was going to be like 20 minutes away, which he's usually like 40, so he wanted to come hang out. And right before I left, we got a phone call from one of my cousins that and it was weird because her mother, my aunt, is dying too, so we thought that's it because we had just seen her that day. She wasn't doing so great, so we thought it was the end for her. And instead, she asked us how my uncle was doing, and we were really confused. He was sick back in July, but he seemed to be on the mend. And we asked her why, and she told us that he was rushed to the hospital, that he was apparently blue. She had heard this from another family friend of ours when she was leaving the nursing home where my aunt is. And my parents picked up, ran to the hospital immediately. I still was going on my date because he was going to be here in like 10, 15 minutes. So he got here. We did what we usually do. We went to dinner and we were literally just about to go into the movies. Like, I wasn't worried. I figured he's blue. I don't know why he's blue, but I didn't know anything really bad happened. So I just was oblivious. We were literally walking into the movie theater and my mother called me and I answered and she told me that he wasn't going to make it. And I was very taken back. I wasn't expecting that news. My boyfriend flew me. Well, he did fly me, but he drove me as fast as he could to the hospital, and he was in ICU, or like the critical care unit. I got there about 8 o'clock ish. What had happened was he was mowing his neighbor's lawn, and she heard something funny. She looked outside, and the lawnmower had gone into her shed and he was literally like on the ground. He we believe, we didn't have an autopsy or anything, but we believe that it was a massive heart attack, and pretty much he died on scene. My aunt tried to give him CPR and it didn't work, and when the ambulance got there, they tried to like palpitate him. It didn't work. They brought him to the hospital and they put him on a respirator. So he was breathing 100% on the respirator. They did a scan of his brain, and literally nothing was, or like, not a scan, but they did tests. Nothing was working on his brain. It wasn't responding to anything. Um, so that pretty much meant that he was brain dead, and he was internally bleeding. He was having constant seizures, even though like he wasn't like responsive at all. When I got there, he had already had his final rites and everything. So they finally decided that they were just going to pull the respirator because my uncle would never want to live like this. And they finally got the doctor. They finally pulled it about 10:20 that night, and he lasted about 20 more minutes. After that, we were all in the room with him. He kind of took his final breath, and his heart was still beating, which was kind of weird. But after like a minute or two, it just flatlined. So it was good because all of us were there, like me, my parents, his wife, obviously. Two of his brothers came, like one of his grandkids came, his children were there, so we were all there with him. So that was a really long night. I took Wednesday off from work. It was a really draggy day. I was getting so antsy in the house. I had to go see my aunt, to see how she was doing. And it's just, ever since then, it's just been such a draggy week. I've been in such a daze that it just doesn't seem real. He's probably the closest relative to me that I've lost. I mean, like, I've lost my grandma's, but I was like a baby when that happened, so I wasn't really aware. But like, this one's like the closest living relative that I've honestly lost. Especially to lose him so unexpectedly. He is one of those men who would do anything for you. Like, you name it, he'd probably drop what he's doing to come help you. He was 75, but I honestly thought he was like Superman or something, because I never in a million years pictured having to be at his funeral. Like, I never pictured him dying. Even we went over there Thursday night when they were doing the pictures, and like the wake was Friday, the funeral was yesterday, and it still doesn't feel real to me. And like Friday night, we had this scare that we thought my aunt was finally gonna go to. So I was like, we're gonna have back-to-back funerals. Like, this is gonna be awful. I also found out that my best friend from high school, we were best friends from about first grade till when we graduated high school. And her mom was basically my second mom, and her mom died. And it's like, it's been like a really, really rough week, and it was really hard. I haven't read a single thing since this all started. It's just been a whirlwind of events that just, I've been in such a funk and such a mood. Like, even when I would normally read like 8 o'clock, I was already asleep. I was already in bed to the world. So that's kind of why I've been missing. I'm slowly getting my like groove back, I think. Well, not really my groove, because it's only Sunday, so there's really no groove to get in. But I would love to be able to say that I'm probably coming back this week. I mean, I would love to be able to read this week, because, I mean, I've only read 10 books this month, which isn't bad, especially with all I've been dealing with. But, like, I'd like to be able to get into the motion of my life. My mother's birthday is tomorrow. My dad's birthday is a week from tomorrow, and mine is that, like, next day. So, my birthday is literally in a week. And I just would like to be kind of happy for it. But it's like, I'm scared to get back into promising, like, I'll make videos, I'll start reading, and then have possibly my aunt die or something to bring me back to this place. So if I do okay and I'm back, then, you know, I'm fine. But if I disappear again, that has happened, and I don't know when I'll be back, which I hate saying, because I miss making videos. Like, I haven't even like really watched videos. Like, even when I've watched them, like, I watched a couple like just before I started filming this, and I've watched a couple periodically through this time just to like distract myself. But I don't know if I've been fully paying attention to what's going on. I've just kind of been like skimming through it, or like not really watching even though it's playing. So I've just been kind of absent from YouTube. And then like Goodreads, I've been like looking at people's updates, but I don't even think it's like going into my brain of what I'm looking at and whose update it is. But I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, going to try to get back into the swing of things. It's not even noon yet on a Sunday, so I'm gonna try to pick up a book and see if I'm even able to go into something like that and into a world, and not be like completely like in the back of my mind thinking other things, because there's no point in reading if that's what's gonna happen. But this video has gotten extremely long, but I just really wanted to thank all of you for just being there, even though like I haven't been here. I know like some booktubers, when they like take their like leave of absence without explaining, people like comment saying like come back, and I really didn't get any of that, which was kind of a relief, because I wanted to come back, but I couldn't come back. You know, it was really a struggle in my brain of what to do. and if I wanted to tell you what was going on at all, because this is honestly very, very personal to me. You can probably tell I've been getting teary-eyed this whole video. So, like, it's very personal, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to share it, but I figured the ones that really watch my videos on a consistent basis would understand and would be able to take this knowledge and kind of accept it for obviously who I am. I mean, we all deal with deaths in our lives, but this one just seemed very different to me because, especially being there, like, that seems like something that only happens in the movie, so to actually be going through it was really weird. But yeah, I was glad that I was there. As much as, like, I would rather it not have happened at all, I was glad that I was there. But so yeah, before I keep rambling, I just want to thank you all again, and hopefully I will be seeing you guys later on this week. So, bye everybody.